For my final digital portfolio, there were 4 different components that I focused on. My lesson taught, technology tool, observation I did, and a new website that I found. So first, we're going to start with my lesson taught. So the lesson I taught with technology involved QR codes. Students had the opportunity to learn how to make QR codes for our class. I'm a wellness teacher, health and PE, so I chose to use this in a PE class. So this was the generator used the website, which made it really simple for kids to turn their videos into a QR code. So I assigned each student a fitness exercise. So for example, this student was assigned the bicep curl for beginners, and they were told to find a video and they were to convert it into a QR code, where we would then eventually take these codes, put them around the room in our weight room, and then students could go around and access it with their iPad camera. So they would hover over it, and then once they saw what their exercise was, they would then perform it. So this was a cool way to implement fitness into technology, and show students that yes, even though you're in PE class, you still can implement technology. Some challenges faced. Some students didn't link it correctly and didn't know until they tested out the technology. So obviously they had to hover over it with their iPads to know that it was not working. So they had to try it again. Next time I would create a demonstration lesson and create my own QR codes and place them around the room, maybe involving my health class specifically with various types of diseases. Maybe we could even talk about different food groups. You could really use these QR codes for any topic. This relates to WIDA Standard 1, Social and Instructional Language. We discussed the different muscle fitness movements and the benefit it has on our bodies. Using this tool in my ESL assessment course, it was a great way for students to demonstrate their knowledge, learn in a fun, tech-savvy way. So I wanted to use this tool again. So now we're going to go back to technology tool. Okay, so this project that was assigned to my students was in our dating and relationships unit, and we made dating handbooks using Prezi. The reason I liked using Prezi is because it was something new, yet something that wouldn't be too complicated for students to adjust to from PowerPoint and Google Slides. Kids had an easy time transitioning to it. It was a fun activity to get students using a new piece of technology, but having fun while discussing dating and relationships. I love this activity. It's very fun for kids to do. Students were to use Prezi for the first time, and what they did is the assignment was they would create a dating handbook. So I said, hey, you're going to pretend that you are teaching your peers about dating and relationships. So you're going to talk about who you individually are as a person, your beliefs, what you really value in somebody else. And then they had to go in depth and do a little research about how to ask someone out, how to plan a date, different activity ideas such as bowling, ice skating, going out for ice cream, and then the do's and don'ts of dating, which was very fun to read what they had to say. So this is just an example of one of the Prezi slides or sections that one of my students did. So she said how to plan a date. You can have a group date, double date, or single date. If you choose to have a double date with one other couple, consider going out for dinner. You know, she just listed some ideas, which I thought was really cute and fun. The beauty of this lesson was that there were no adjustments that really needed to be made for the ELLs. They really grasped and understood what was going on. They liked this project as well. They were able to complete the same exact activities as the rest of their peers. So moving on to my observation. So I observed one of my coworkers, and she was using the app called Videolicious, which is a cool name in itself. But students had to complete a natural high project at the end of the school year. So it was their final thing in their health class, and they had to discuss things in their life that gave them a natural high, which was it's a fun twist on, we have our drugs unit, and then she took a twist on, hey, natural highs in your life, things that make you happy, make you excited. and they had discussed those things. So things such as sports, clubs, friends, family, really anything that was school appropriate. They used this application and they incorporated music. Maybe it was music they enjoyed. They put pictures of their friends, their family, them in sports, maybe live video footage from their band concert. And then they also narrated it, so they kind of were speaking about themselves, what they enjoy. So it was a really fun project to watch. The kids really seemed to enjoy it. They had a lot of fun with it. I know I really enjoyed watching her students' projects. But it was an awesome way for kids to be creative, use videos, photos, all of that. Really just able to make it their own, and this allowed ELLs to show their peers where they come from, maybe same or different interests that they have with, these other classmates that they never knew or maybe never spoke to. And it was just a great form of self-expression. So I really enjoyed observing that. And lastly, so a website that I found that was new to me and I would like to incorporate going forward. I would like to use MyFitnessPal. So it's a great source during my nutrition and fitness unit. It's an app where students can track what they eat and also their activity levels, which is cool that you can do both on one. So students would track every single thing that they consumed for the day, and they would put it into the app. And then as well as maybe they went on a run or a 3-mile run, they would put, I went on a 3-mile run. And the cool thing about this app is they put in, their height, their weight, their gender, all those details. And it's going to know exactly from those numbers, calories burned, calories taken in, and you can set fitness goals on this app. So I thought it would be a really cool thing to introduce my students to during our nutrition and fitness unit, and just gives them a lot of good information. So pros, would teach students about calorie intake versus output. Students would track their activity levels, easy to navigate and access on their iPads, and it keeps them on track, so they hopefully won't steer away. And then the big con that I had with this was it really stresses calorie intake too much to teenagers, which can be dangerous. At the beginning, it asked what your fitness goals were, and I think I would tell my students either it would be stay the same or just stay healthy. There is an option of your goal to lose weight, and I'm kind of fearful of getting into that with teenagers. We do talk about eating disorders, so it can be a little dangerous to really stress calorie intake too much. So that was really the only con I found with this application. This would be a helpful tool in teaching students to set goals. ELLs may comprehend food groups, health goals being individualized a little more, hopefully maybe after using this application. But overall, I thought it would be a fun thing to implement into my health class. And that is my digital portfolio.